Hello everyone, it's everyone's favourite day, it's Friday. Hope the week's gone good for you. It's Frankie's favourite time of the season. It's the draw, it's the European draw, it's the quarter-finals. It's getting really serious now. Only 8 teams remain. And okay, the opponents, whatever, but I don't really care. I'm feeling good today, especially because the Gooners have gone out last night. That put the icing on the cake. So that was quite funny, watching them all stuck up in the crowd thinking they're going to get through. And yeah, well done to Sporting Lisbon. Their manager obviously has won that. I'll put on my list as one for the future. He did really, really well to get that result, and he's been doing so in the last couple of years in the Champions League. Latest rumours are Spurs are looking at him, 20 million clause in there, mate. But before we get into the draw, you were there last night, Frankie, despite the transport disruptions. I had a couple of tickets, couldn't go. My son studies in central London. He kind of made it on the underground. How did it go? And the other thing I heard, mate, was that I could be getting a refund, the club was saying. Someone told me. I don't believe it, but I might try later on. I don't know. But how was it for you yesterday, the journey and everything?
Yeah, it was all right, mate. Journey was my friend drove, which was good. Until that point, it was going to be a little bit tricky, but he drove. We flew through. To be honest with you, it took us about 45 minutes, so no dramas there. Paid for a digital parking permit outside the Carpenters, so could park on any roads around the Carpenters with an S label on it or whatever it was. So that meant we got parked right near to the ground. So, mate, I know, people. Train strikes, I know it's hard for people, and I do understand that. But, mate, there are ways of doing it. It isn't that bad. And getting home, we flew through the Blackwall Tunnel, no traffic. We was home again in 45 minutes, mate. We absolutely flew back. So, all good. Just on that Sporting Lisbon, mate, I watched them last night when I got home. They look brilliant. And just the confidence that they've got in their team. To express themselves, to shoot from the halfway line, to just play with flair and excitement, and then just the penalties. They walked up and just stroked every penalty beautifully. You never felt like they was ever going to miss a penalty. Just full of confidence and belief. Yeah, really, really good teammate to watch. But no, good last night. I was in one of the really nice bits last night in the old Arnold Hills Lounge, so that was really nice.
Oh wow,
food.
Nice.
Food was beautiful, mate. Really good grub. Mad Dog Martin Allen was marching around. Ginger Pele was up there, so that was all good. A nice evening, mate. I would say it was the right way to do it last night, because I say that anyone who'd been giving it all the thing about the fans not being behind the team, it was a really low crowd in there last night, but the effort from the fans was brilliant. At times, everyone was trying to get up for it. They was on their feet, trying to sing songs, trying to get behind the team. And when the players got subbed off, or whenever any players were warming up, everyone standing ovations, clapping. It was, the fans were excellent last night. Really, really good, mate.
I mean, yeah, it was difficult to get there for some people, but yeah, you guys made the trip, and it is despite the season we're having, the quality of the football. So yeah, fair due to our loyal following, really. Carpenters parking out there. Was the car still there when you went back? I assume so, isn't it?
We parked right in front of the food van that's down the side of the Carpenters, mate. There was a space there. We pulled into there, mate. Honestly, it was just no trouble at all. It was. I know driving at Upton Park used to be really bad, and the Blackwall Tunnel used to get really chock-a-block and everything else. But if anyone is putting off driving over there, in future I wouldn't, because, and I know it was a little bit different last night, but I've driven to a couple of games because obviously my boy needing to get him home quickly and everything else. I've done a few games driving, mate, and we come all the way down in Kent at the moment, and we never have any issues. Parking's simple. Never any traffic. It's all good, mate.
Right, before I edit the ticker, because a few people asking when the draw is, if you want to answer this question from Tom, mate, about Skamaka. How do you think he did?
Yeah, I mean, he clearly had the bit between the teeth. I think every single person in the stands wanted him to get a goal or get a couple of goals, to be honest. This is what people have got to understand, mate, is where everyone's been saying fans are The fans are behind the players and not David Moyes is absolutely true. The booing at the last game was booing because of David Moyes' approach to the game in the second half and his substitutions. We made it very clear last night that we was right behind the players. Every time Scamacca's name got read out, the crowd cheered. Every time Scamacca got the ball, the crowd were up for it. Scamacca was up for it. He hit that early shot, which went whistling past the far post. That really sparked everyone into life as well. I would say probably he was over trying a little bit, when a player tries almost a little bit too hard at the beginning. But he put himself about. I wouldn't say, and this is me being really honest now, I didn't think he had an amazing game. It wasn't like he was electric and set the world alight. He got his goal. Goalkeeper was probably to blame. His offside goal was a much better goal, but unfortunately, obviously, it was ruled out. But yeah, everyone just proved that the fans are right behind him. And when he come off, it was that the standing ovation he got was fantastic, mate. The thing that wound me up about it all was the way that David Moyes started to behave. And I've come into some criticism on Twitter for it so far today. But you could see from that second that Scamacca walked out on that pitch and his name was being read out that every single person in the stand was right behind him. David Moyes picked up on that and started massively to overplay his friendliness with Scamacca. It was almost like he read the crowd.
Oh, wow.
And said, they're on his side here, not my side. And then, so when Scamacca scored, Moyes is clapping him. He's really cheering him on. All because the crowd are right behind him and he didn't want to look stupid. Then when he got the second goal, Moyes is well overreacting, over-animated, because now he thinks he's got two in quick succession. And now Moyes is looking a bit silly because clearly he can put the ball in the back of the net. Obviously, that goal was ruled out. And then when he come off the pitch and there was a standing ovation for him, Moyes has made a real point to go over to him and shake his hand. And everybody said on Twitter, well, he can't win. If he's horrible, then, everyone digs him out. And now you're digging him out because he's being friendly. Look, it ain't about friendly in the public eye. It ain't about whatever. It's how you treat people, mate. And he is a dog of a man, David Moyes. The way that just because he realises people are on Scamacca's side and not his, to flip your attitude towards someone like that and to not become the villain, it's just not, it's not true. It's not truthful. You're not being honest to yourself. I understand a manager trying to get a reaction from a player, and when he does, then you pat him on the back. But that's what David Moyes should have done last night. As he come off, he should have given him a pat on the back. That was enough. Instead, over-animated, making a point, going up to him, shaking his hand. And what Moyes don't realise, right, just because the spotlight was on Scamacca, Paqueta's walking off with him. What about Paqueta? Paqueta's then looking as if to say, well, what about me? That's the problem. When you treat players with discontent and you mug them off and you treat them horribly, and then all of a sudden you want to be their best mate, Mr. Nice Guy and everything else.
Yeah.
Not because if he'd have had a hat-trick, if he'd scored a hat-trick, Moyes could behave like that and treat him and be over-animated because he'd be like, "Core, you've come out here and got 3 goals." He didn't. He got 1 goal, which was keeper's fault. He hasn't set the world alight. Just pat him on the back and say, "Good game, sit down, son." That's all he had to do. I just thought, what a vindictive, horrible mug that David Moyes is, to turn like that just because he thinks, I don't want to be the villain here. I can read that everybody's on his side, not mine. So I need to try and be Mr. Nice Guy now. I don't like it, mate. Doesn't sit nice with me. And I didn't like what I was seeing, to be honest.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think he would motivate me to do anything. I think the only player he's shown some emotion for was Lingard. Haller never smiled. And why Scamacca perhaps wasn't a little bit below the level you'd expect, mate, because as a human being, he's unhappy, mate. He's not happy. He's got it in him. He's a good player. And it was a Cyprus, very average outfit. He would have scored a hat-trick second half, no problem. But it's the other side of the human. Benrahma has been unhappy for ages. You can see it on his face, mate. He might be all right for a couple of games, but deep down, he don't get on with him.
Cheer. When he first started warming up, mate, the crowd was all singing "Old Saeed Benrahma." He got a really big clap, and he clapped the fans. Fans are clearly very much behind him as well now. So
it is, and I think, David Moyes, man management, arm around your arm around your shoulder or any issue. I mean, things we forget, Frank, he's come from another country. English is limited. It's difficult, isn't it? I don't know what family he's got. You've got to help these players settle in a bit more, put their arm around them. I'm a bit pissed off about Chris Sutton's comments last night, having a right go at Scamacca, mate, saying he's a shit show, why are people knocking Moyes? I'm like, Chris, have you checked the stats? The guy's hardly played. He's hardly played 90 minutes, Have a look at how many games that he's played in. He's got a handful of games. Most of them he's taken off half-time. So I think those comments, not very... Not happy about it.
I'd say on that substitution, I saw a lot of people digging Moyes out for taking Scamacca off. I actually think it was the right decision in that Moyes has always tried to bring off early players that are playing international football or going on international duty. So he brought Paqueta off, he brought Scamacca off. I think that's quite normal for him to do that, and he actually did that when we played a game before the last international break. So I don't think he was doing anything wrong to Scamacca there. I actually think that was probably premeditated. I think Moyes had probably already said to the international players that, if the game's won, we'll bring you off. So I didn't really have a problem with him coming off, mate, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah, before I go into it, obviously this news was broken literally half an hour ago. I'm shocked.
Jacqueline Gold, yeah.
I am shocked, but I didn't realise that she had cancer. I didn't know that.
7 years, mate, she'd been battling that. So she'd been ill for a long time.
I could not tell you that she was ill looking at what images I saw a few weeks. I'm shocked. 62, a really bad year. Well, recent months for the Gold family. So rest in peace. My goodness, just puts everything to perspective. Frankie, when you look at money ain't everything, is it, mate? Bloody hell.
No.
Wow.
Not at all.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it because someone sent me a message and I know there's two and I didn't know which one, but my goodness, absolutely shocked. So it is terrible news. Usual suspect, it is, mate. It is bad of me, but back to the game. Unfortunately, it's I wanted two up front from the beginning, Frankie. I wanted two up front, and then you can take it and change it later on if you want. And the other two thing, I'm going to be a bit of Frankie today. I'm not happy with Paqueta or Ben Johnson's performances, mate, in the game. I thought they both were erratic. Paqueta kept fouling, giving free kicks away, losing the ball. Passes weren't going anywhere. Ben Johnson has lost it for me, mate. I mean, wow, The
one where he just sort of fell over on the floor and let their man run in behind him was just like, what are you doing down there, mate? Ben Johnson had a poor game again. And we were sort of saying the last time we played this mob that playing Ben Johnson was the right thing to do because it will hopefully give him a bit of confidence back. Well, I don't think last night would have done anything for his confidence, mate, because even against a poor side like that, he's had a not a good game at all.
No, he's completely sort of all over the place at the moment. But other plus point, mate, Mbamba came on and played two up front, and easy to play two up front when you got down to 10 men and things like that. So he looked good, took the goal well. I didn't realise the guy's got 50 goals in 80 games, mate, all levels, and smashing it this year. Newham, local lad again. I didn't realise, mate. I mean, you got to. I've been told he doesn't train with the first team. David Moyes I ain't got enough room for him. I've got too many strikers. I mean, come on, bring him in, mate. I mean, I want 4-4-2, Frankie. I just want to see strikers. I'm sick of this. Pack the midfield, pack the defence, and I just don't. I'm 4-2-3-1. I don't know, mate. It's just got to me. I don't know if it's what Moyes has done to the system. I really want 4-4-2. I want strikers. I want goals. I want the old wingers back with their pace and trickery. Because the other thing you notice, Frankie, they sat back a bit. We ain't got no pace in our team. We got no creativity, a lot of it, to break these teams down. So that's kind of my feelings, really, about the game last night. Yeah.
I mean, when Cornet come on, I still, for all of his energy and for all of his little... What I would give to him is it was like watching... It was like a breath of fresh air, not in his quality, but in the fact that when we got a free kick, he sprinted and ran to get in his position where he needed to be. And it was like a revelation, mate, because we don't do that. Like, we just don't do anything quickly. It don't matter whether it's trying to get into position. It don't matter whether it's trying to play the ball forward. It don't matter whether it's whatever. But you saw Cornet, he won a free kick, and he just suddenly turned and ran off to get in position. It was like, where's he going? it was a shock because we just don't behave like that. We don't do anything with any zip, with any pace, with any speed. And it was very like that all the game last night. So Cornet really stood out just because he offers a bit of energy, mate. Energy is the best way to describe it. So, yeah, it's he does bring something. I mean, I think he's kind of positioning and everything at the moment is a little bit to be desired. I felt when he played the ball into Mbama, when he was sort of through on goal, both of them had gone through. If he plays that a second earlier, I don't think the defender has chance to get back to make the block. It was a good block from the defender, but put that ball in a few seconds earlier and the defender's not getting anywhere near it, and with Obama's got his second goal. So yeah, I mean, Cornet's going to take time. I get that. Positioning and getting used to the pace of the game again takes time, but he does offer a little bit of energy, mate, I have to say.
Yeah, he always likes to get involved, make things happen, and yeah, more often than not, perhaps, especially coming back from injury, he's going to lose it, do the wrong thing. But yeah, as long as he doesn't lose that knack and Moyes doesn't kick it out of him, I do like people that play off the cuff a bit. Draw is at 1 p.m, everyone, 1 p.m. UK time. Apart from that, mate, yeah, it's 4 goals. And did you stay till the end or got away a bit early because you knew what was going to happen? Kind of, yeah.
Only 5 minutes before the end, mate, to be honest. 5 minutes before the end, I sort of slipped out the door. So, yeah.
The thing with Chris Sutternine's analysis, he's a miserable little git. I think he does it on purpose. I think he wants to be the Roy Keane of BT Sport. I don't know. But he was a very good player. Blackburn won the league with Alan Shearer up front. They used to call it SAS, whatever. And then he did a stint at Leicester, Celtic, started off at Norwich. So, good player. But, yeah, these pundits. It's been a lot in the news, especially because we're involved in a YouTube channel. And I think Goldridge, one of the big channels, he's been getting a bit angry with some of the Sky Sports pundits, and it's getting on people's nerves, Frankie. And one of the things they said, which I think is kind of okay statement, he said you don't really have to be a player to be an expert pundit. He said a lot of these pundits are getting things wrong. They don't, like Rice been getting slack. I know sometimes it's warranted, but a lot of these non-Liverpool Man United teams, Liverpool Man United pundits, they don't know much. They don't watch a week in, week out, do they? No. Some of the things they say is just kind of a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know about that Goldridge, mate. If I'm honest, he's a strange old character, isn't he? Ex-policeman, turned YouTube star. Yeah, he's got a show on Talksport. I didn't realise. He's got a show. Yeah.
But he was just saying that some of the pundits they really got to watch what they say about really following or watching players more than we do. Ginge, how you doing, mate? You all right?
Yeah, not bad, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Yeah. Before I go over
currently on the Eurostar website, mate, put in the trip in the basket for when we draw AZ Alkmaar and we're off to Amsterdam.
Oh, mate. I mean, before I go into obviously Ginge, a bit of sad news. Jacqueline Gold's passed away. Bit of a shocking news there, mate. One of David Gold's daughters, 62, passed away.
Well, I did not even know.
Yeah, I only knew about half an hour ago,
Did
but
not
yeah,
even know.
Yeah. So not a good recent period for the family, I think. Yeah.
No, it's tough, mate. Really tough.
No,
Ginge,
two in the space of a short period.
Yeah. Bloody hell. Yeah, suffered from cancer. So yeah, rest in peace and thoughts are with the family. Really. Did you watch last night's game, mate? What did you think?
Yes, I did. Bit mixed, really. I thought we had a bit more intensity. We went for it a bit, let the shackles off. But then it's saying all of this. It's against a very poor side, so we are expected to do that. I don't think we tried to experiment enough. Like David Moyes did not experiment enough in that sort of game, especially when they went down to 10 men. Which I thought was quite harsh, but I can see why. It's a very dangerous challenge. It could be potentially a leg breaker, so I can see why. Fornell's trying to say to the referee, "I don't send him off," or "It's too harsh." I thought good sportsmanship, but you don't want to see that from your players. If you've got a chance of the opposition team going down to 10 men, especially in the manner of the challenge, then just let the ref do what he's got to do, because the VAR told the ref to go and check the screen anyway. After that, I just thought it was very boring. I thought the second half was boring, really, until obviously the goals went flying in. But I just thought it was a very lackluster second half, to be fair. It's lucky that we were against a very poor opposition. Let me put it that way. I'm
They
happy
could have
that
been
we scored 4.
Yeah.
Could we have gone on and scored more? 100%. I don't understand why we didn't. We should have just made a real statement, especially when they went down to 10 men. We should have just put 5, 6, 7 past them. But we're creating. But again, it's very hard to analyse that game, because on one hand you can say it was good that we created stuff, but on the other hand, it's a very poor side. So you've got to expect that, and you've got to expect more, especially when they go down to 10 men. I mean, yeah, you've got to take the rough with the smooth. Yeah, we won 4-0, 6-0 on aggregate. We're through to the next round. Professional performance, and I'm more happy that Mbamba scored his first senior goal.
Yeah.
It looks promising. The youngsters coming on look promising. Dan Potts, I like the way he moves. I like the way he tried getting involved. So yeah, let's see what Moyes does going forward.
Yeah, it is what it is. I wanted to see 2 up front and a bit of that, but yeah, at least the young kid got off the ground, scored a goal, and yeah, hopefully gets involved more with the first team, really. Ginge, who do you want in the draw? For me, I'm just happy to get anyone at this stage, mate. I'm not going to worry about it, because you know the way it goes. You get someone easy, then it turns out to be harder than you think, and vice versa. So I'm going to enjoy the draw, mate. I don't mind. I think it's respectable. Yeah, I don't mind.
I wouldn't mind.
What about the team from Poland? Top of my head, was it probably the weakest? The weakest league? Yeah, the weakest league, aren't they? If you look at we got Belgium, Holland, Switzerland, Italy, Belgium, France, obviously us, and Poland. Yeah, I don't know if that.
Them sort
not
of,
a fun place to go.
Sort of European teams, mate. They're up for a fight. Do you know what I mean?
What type of fight? On the pitch or off the pitch?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and you want a draw where you want to go to another European country and enjoy yourself. Both, mate, both. You know they're going to bring it, especially with the English. But yeah, so like Frankie said, out there would have been a good one. Go Holland.
I think if we want a game that we should pass through,
you want to go to a
Ghent
country
and Anderlecht to the two.
You feel like we can actually enjoy it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, if we want to enjoy ourselves.
Although the opposition wasn't great, it was next.
Cyprus was Poxley. It was a Lego land. That was the worst. But it was an easy pass through. Yeah. But
we've proven that because we've beaten them already.
If we want a opportunity just to stroll through into the next round, and I know there's no easy games, but Ghent and Anderlecht look like the two that you'd want to have your best chance of going straight into the semi-final. If we're looking at where would I want to go and enjoy a nice time away, I think Alkmaar in Amsterdam would just be amazing. I don't mind going to Basel. Switzerland's not far away, mate. I'd like to go there. Obviously, Fiorentina's a big, but let's just avoid Fiorentina because, you know, they're a big club. And Nice, didn't we play Nice in pre-season? Was it Nice we played in pre-season?
Not sure. Let's have a look.
I'm sure because we definitely had a game that sort of area in France in the pre-season.
Who's that? Nice?
I don't know whether it was Nice. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we played them.
We played.
Not sure.
So we played a really. Oh no, that was Lens or Lens or however you pronounce it. So yeah, no Nice, but Nice again. They've got Nice probably have the players that are most aware of. I would say.
During.
So, yeah, they're definitely the team that I've got the most recognisable players, know of the players. I think Nice would be a tough old game. I don't think we'd find that one easy at all. So, but yeah, I'm sitting on here now, you know, tickets ready in baskets for travel. The only one that I don't have tickets in basket for travel for is that Poland one, mate. Not because, you know, of the aggro with it all, but if I'm going to do that one, I'd do sports options when... the boys sort out the flights and I'd just do in and out on the same day. I've got no interest in spending multiple days in Poland, to be honest with you, mate. So.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to say it.
Whereabouts is
Eh?
Poznan in
Poland, Poland.
Whereabouts is it? Yeah,
Don't know.
whereabouts in Poland is it?
Not sure. Yeah, I don't
I'm
know.
having a look now.
Because there are
Poznan.
some nice places in Poland, like
Yeah, and I've said to my
Krakow's
mate last
nice
night. He spends a lot of time in Poland,
Poland.
and he said he really enjoys it there. But I just don't fancy it. Poland's Poznan is very to the west.
West. Yeah. Right,
So,
you're quite far away from Warsaw, actually, on the other side.
you're actually just
Yeah.
over from Germany, aren't you? So I suppose it's not the furthest.
West side.
I don't want to be flying anywhere near Russian airspace at the moment, mate. I tell you what, no, mate, no, thank you for that.
You got a long way to go to Poland from there, mate. It's just basically just over the border from Germany. It's not too bad. So, to be fair, now looking at that,
Drive down, make a whole holiday. Drive down slowly.
That's it. Go to see Berlin. It's a straight road from Berlin. You could have a bit of time in Berlin, mate, and then drive your way over.
Hello, hey, hope you're doing fine. I think the draw will be on BT, I would have thought, because they cover the tournament, mate. Try BT. Yeah, or you can go on UEFA.com and watch the TV there, mate. It's on there as well. UEFA.tv or the BT Sport.
Yeah, you've got BT Sport that will probably show it. I'm pretty sure they were showing the Europa League draw because Man United have got Seville. Obviously, UEFA.com or their website should show it.
What's your... Frankie, I'm surprised you want Anderlecht because they knocked out Villarreal, so they might have turned a corner, mate. Anderlecht, they can pull that kind of result, no? Because I know we found it fairly easy against them in the group stages, haven't we?
But Villarreal probably aren't the team that they used to be.
I don't even know if it's that, mate. I just don't think sometimes teams massively... We're taking it very, very seriously because where we are in the league right now and our season's gone, albeit that some people would say prioritise the Premier League right now. But Villarreal, they're sitting in sixth. They're still trying to looking at their points tally. They ain't.
Frankie's doing impression of Ginge. Can't hear him. Ginge.
Huh?
We couldn't hear you. I said Frankie's doing an impression of Ginge. You're shaking as well, Ginge. I can hear you now. Yeah, not before. I thought you were doing an impression of Ginge.
Really? That was weird.
Ginger's got the wind-up broadband and he winds it up with his hands.
But yeah,
Ginger's very strict. He is, quality Ginge.
They're sitting in there, mate. Villarreal, 7 points off Champions League. They're a couple of points off Europa League. They've got other things to think about as well, mate,
AZ is the one. I just thought of it. That is the one I don't want. I just thought of it. Out of all of them, AZ, I think that's the one.
Why?
I think they're going really well, but they're third in the league in the chance of the title. Sounds like bit tough for us, but like you said, sometimes, yeah, we play better sometimes and when it's tough, really. But Nice, Ghent. I mean, is it really important to get the first leg away?
We'll get you cash, Jazz, and you'll be all right.
You get me in the ring and get me out of there. Oh, mate. Yeah, let's just enjoy it, see what happens. Frankie, I was thinking, like, when you put those things in the basket, there's a good chance that those websites will crash, won't they? I think Expedia, Booking.com.
They try and, I think they do it on purpose, mate, because they want to up the prices. It happens, and a lot of people who booked up front before, because you can get like the free cancellation within certain time beforehand. A lot of them who did that, they refunded their original order and then made them pay the extra money that they'd pushed up the prices. So it is hard to try and get it at a reasonable rate. But I'm looking at the Eurostar to Amsterdam right now. It's working out about It's working out about 300 and something pound per person, so it ain't cheap, mate. To pop over on the Eurostar to Amsterdam. It's trumpy. They've seemed to have already cracked the pricing up a bit.
I went to Paris when they were losing a lot of money, Eurostar, in 97, 98. I paid £25 return. But now, obviously, you have to book many, many weeks in advance. I think Bookie.com, Frank, is always half the hotels don't want anything up front normally. As long as you secure it, then you can, like you said, you can cheekily cancel it before you check in, isn't it? But I don't know whether they're clued on now. So last night, you could have perhaps got the room sorted out in all these cities without actually putting anything down. And then you cancel it the next day, you know? So that can happen, can work out that way.
It all depends.
So there's some news there, Jazz.
Yeah, it all depends, because you can...
There's some news there with a draw that apparently if we draw Anderlecht, we have to play away first, regardless of what order we come out, because of something to do with Union SG. So yeah, Anderlecht would mean that the second leg would definitely be at the London Stadium. So...
Okay. All right. Interesting. Okay.
Because just something to do with teams playing around, isn't it? Playing in the same country or whatnot.
Because here's a reminder that there's no seeds now anymore. You can play anyone from your own country, your own group, whatever. It doesn't matter now. It's all just knockout now. So because we were seeded before, so it doesn't really matter. So that's interesting.
Did you see that comment, Anna? She put, "Come on, lads, you can stay in my place in Poznan if we end up drawing them."
Yeah, to trust you to pick on that one quick.
you quickly skipped past that one, Jazz, didn't you?
Oh, mate, I hadn't even seen it yet. Well, I'll get to it soon. I'll get to it. Okay, we got someone who was at the game yesterday, and as an Ipswich fan, I can say, ooh. Okay.
Yeah,
to be
mate,
fair...
He's talking absolute nonsense, mate. There was a rail strike on. There was about 30,000 in a 60,000 seater stadium. I tell you now, at times, behind the goal and everything, what do you actually expect from a game like that where we're coasting along? It's not even competitive. It was like watching a training match. So what did he expect it to be like Seville in the quarter final? Well, I don't know what he's talking about. I've been to Ipswich, mate, twice in the playoffs, and absolutely outsung Ipswich like you couldn't believe. That their fans started clapping the West Ham fans because they couldn't believe how unbelievable we were. That night against Ipswich in the semi-final at Upton Park, the stadium was shaking. I know they're old times, mate, but come on, what do you expect from last night in a game like that? A game that's won, already finished, with hardly anybody in the stadium because of train strikes. You know, it was... I actually think for the people that were in there, they made a massive effort to do what they could. And there was, down in the Bobby Moore Lower... and over the other side, not the Billy Bond stand, over the other side, they were actually bantering with each other. Half were singing Ludwig McCloskey, then they were singing a song. Mate, it was really playful in there last night, and considering the circumstances, there was probably far more atmosphere than Ipswich Town have seen in their biggest games this season. So I don't get what he's going on about there, really.
Fair enough, mate, fair enough. Yeah, we had that famous...
Talking about playful stuff, did you see at 90th, just before the 90th minute mark, the camera panned to the bench and they're all mucking around. You've got Skamaka, Benrahma, Zuma, Aguerd. Bowen's not really getting involved, but he's smiling and laughing. And it's good to see the players in good spirits.
Yeah,
right,
I mean, a lot's been said that the team isn't together and that, so that was a little glimpse of maybe... it's not quite as bad as maybe people think it might be. And
for the fact that Benrahma never came on, and he's still sitting there having a laugh and a joke with his teammates that have been on the pitch or haven't been on the pitch, and it's just getting involved. They're all throwing like screwed up bits of paper and whatnot. They're throwing it at Skamaka. They're probably winding him up, saying, "Well done, you got your first goal in so long." And yeah, it was good to see. It was quite refreshing.
Yeah, mate.
Okay, I think the UEFA TV's gone for a break, so if any of you guys can see it before me, let me know. But at the moment, it's saying the live event starting soon, I think.
Well, I've got BT Sport on, and right now they're showing the extended highlights, the match of Arsenal Sporting from last night, which was a crazy game. If any of you's got to see any of that, and
We've got all the Poznan fans in the chat now.
and the conference draw is on at 1 o'clock. It says.
Yeah, that's it. So we got 8 minutes, but I can't see anything in terms of moving images at the moment. Polish beer's great. I like beer from the Far East, like Tiger beer, Singer beer, stuff like that.
It's to your taste buds, isn't
it? Nice and sweet. Yeah. I just like, Heineken, Carling, Foster's. I used to drink Foster's student all the time.
Mate.
It's like, Foster's couldn't go wrong. 4 cans for £4, whatever.
Carling.
Old Javier.
Foster's, but Carling, no way. Carling, Colesberg, it's all piss water. I mean, Foster's, you can argue, is piss water. I don't really like it.
I think.
But Carling.
Old Xavier says, singing more than West Ham, they were 4-0 down. It was the biggest game they've probably played in their club's history. They've probably never played in a stadium like it in their life. No. So I guess they would. Old Xavier says, Javier says, we know the draw, you go to Poland. To be fair, that hairdresser yesterday got me all prepared for it because he's cut me so high up. I would fit right in Poland at the moment. They'd think I was one of the home fans, I reckon. I'd be all right. I'd be in disguise.
Actually, you're right. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, you're right, mate.
Got the old Polish crew cut ready to go.
So, yep. Deck thinks Nice are good. Moffy, that was a weird one. He went on loan in the end, loan to perm deal in the end. Didn't even look at us twice. And I reckon if Moyes stays, lads, there ain't gonna be many players, especially up front, that want to sign for West Ham, mate. I tell you that now. No way. I wouldn't want to go anywhere near him.
Well.
I was watching. Well, I know all of them anyway, so I can mention it. So I was watching another show, and West Ham Online came on. Little Alfie, and he's winding up Nick, I think, from Claret and Booze. Is hilarious. Alfie, you're so naughty. Seriously, mate, you just got to do something better than that. I can't believe he does that. And how can you live like whatever you do, to get subs? The amount of people that must have a go at West Ham Online every day. That is not healthy in anyone's life. And
it's not healthy, mate. It's not healthy.
It gets you.
I'm all for a bit of fun and a bit of banter, and I'm all for that, mate. And I really am. I think sometimes we all maybe take it a little bit too seriously, and I understand that. But in the same token, mate, it just got it ain't even funny. It's just gone past that. It's just become annoying, and it's just become actually really frustrating because the situation we're in is pretty doom and gloom, mate. And I think there's a time for taking a piss and having a laugh, and then there's also going too far with it, and it just becomes a bit cringy and a bit frustrating and a bit annoying for people. So I had to swerve it for a little while, and I've released visibility of that account again, and I'm having a look, and maybe does it to wind people up. I don't know, but it ain't for me, mate.
That's his style, but not for me, mate. That's not good. That's not good to do that and wind people up and make enemies. And then if 9 people say take a left, he says right, just for the response and the reaction. But that's kind of him, mate. That's him. We did the watch along. Ginger, you were with me with Alfie, didn't we, once? I think there's only been 2 shows he showed his face, and I couldn't bloody find it now. It was on my channel. Either this one or the one I used to have with Malsey. Because I told him you can only come on if...
I know he's been on... He has been on when I've been on, but he's always hidden his face, hasn't he?
No, but I told him one... I told him once... Yeah, I told him that you can't come on if you don't, and then for at least, definitely one show, I remember he's sitting on his bed and we're doing a watch along, and the other one was maybe 2, but one definitely, and I went back on my videos, I just couldn't find it, but I never met him at the ground either. I tried to link up with him, but I can understand looking back now why. That's fine. Don't worry, I'm not going to send no commandos around you, mate. It's fine. It's fine. Up to you. It's just my comment what I feel, mate. Listen, I used to have a lot of chats with you, and I think you're all right, kid, whatever. But yeah, it's up to you. I just giving you a bit of advice. I think perhaps, but it's up to you, mate.
Like you say, some people are out there just to just have a little laugh and a banter and wind people up on purpose. But obviously, it's not for everyone, and especially the older people. I mean, a lot of younger people watching it will probably think it's funny and goad him a bit, but obviously for other people, it's just going to be, like Frankie said, it's going to be annoying. It might be funny at first, seeing him do it to other people, and then it just becomes annoying. The novelty wears off, if you like. So yeah,
I mean, what I hear is, I think what I hear is some people gone down that route and they've come unstuck because one particular person has taken it quite far, and just leave it at that. I think you never know who you're interacting with, and they'll somehow find out who you are, where you are, and I'll leave it to you, mate. And I know a couple of people have ended up in a sticky situation, but they were like, they liked it at that point, and then when it got bad, and they're like, so I'm just saying, you don't know what you're doing, that kind of thing. And I've always said that there's enough enemies outside West Ham fan group. There's no need to start bloody killing each other, you know what I mean? But there we go. What do we think of Tottenham, lads? Funny, innit? Gooners go out last night. Tottenham hopefully finish 5th. Conte going. Yeah, right mess, innit?
It's hard to laugh at Tottenham, mate, when they're where they are at the moment and we're where we are.
It.
When we close the gap and we bridge the gap a little bit, then I'll start talking about them again. But honestly, I'm fully focused on West Ham right now. I couldn't give a toss what Tottenham are doing, to be honest.
I tell you what, West Ham Tottenham, that last game, many fans are saying, yeah, that was bad. We just threw the towel in from the beginning, didn't we? The way we were set up, didn't even give it a go, did we? That was quite frustrating, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Right. Let's have a look there.
London derbies, right, are exciting because it form goes out the window, and obviously we were very bad. They were hit and miss, up and down. Go and beat City and then go and lose to Southampton or something like that. And it's a game where you think, right, West Ham can go out here and make a real statement, and we just never turned up from the first minute, from the first whistle, and it's West Ham Tottenham. It's a big London derby. It's a rival game, and you expect us just to turn up to give a bit of fight and to give fans something, anything, a little bit of hope, and just to say, like, yeah, we've had a shit season, but we are here, we are trying, and we just didn't bother.
How far do you think this kid Mubamba could go, what you've seen so far? It's an unfair question, but looks good, doesn't he? Stats and all that kind of thing. Doesn't look phased out, does he, a lot? How did he look in the real flesh, Frankie, for you? His movement off the ball and... man was really happy with him. Yeah,
there weren't enough really to make too much judgment. Obviously, the one where he ran through, it needed to be a better ball into him. But at the end of the day, he has to pick up them positions. He picked up that position in the middle, and as a striker, that's what you want. Strikers have to anticipate where the ball's going to land, and for the corner, he's got himself right in front of the goalkeeper there, giving himself enough gap between him and the keeper, and flicked it in. So, that's what good strikers do, mate. So, yeah, I mean, it's all positive of him at the moment. Don't think we learned too much about him last night, if I'm honest, but it'd be nice to start seeing more of him, matey. What he's got a bit of a frame on him, so he don't look like an 18-year-old. Do you know what I mean? So you can get away with playing him in some slightly more competitive games because he's got the right build for it. So yeah, let's start seeing a little bit more of him, mate.
George, the draw's at 1 p.m, mate. 1 p.m, not long to go, and as far as both of you can see, I've got nothing on my screen at the moment.
The coverage starts.
Has it started? No.
The coverage starts at 1, but they talk a load of
nonsense for half hour.
So Noble's going to be there, isn't he, little Nobley? With his little suit and tie on.
You've got a super chat there from Mark Porter, mate. Very, very kind.
Thank you, Mark. All the way from the US. Thanks a lot, mate. That'll nearly cover my bottle of rum, lads. What do you think? And then obviously we've got to sort some.
You're on
Mate, we need to cover
Good.
them blooming Eurostars to Amsterdam. That's what we've got to cover. £300 a pop.
What would be the normal price, I wonder?
Well, the first one is only 70 quid, but the second one is 280. So they've already realised, pumped the price up for that day that everyone's going to be travelling. So, yeah, it's a bit of a Mickey take, really. It goes from 70 to 280. It's naughty, really.
Yeah, good to see you on there, Mark. I know there's a lot of West Ham channels, but yeah, we're a little bit different. Things always don't go according to plan on our channel, but we're pretty honest with our thoughts and comments and I wasn't saying this, and again I'll just say it because it's not my comment. People in the chat, Frankie probably missed it a couple of shows ago. Loads of fans came in the chat, lads, and they were saying so many channels they watched sitting on the fence still last week. I don't know if it's for attention. One or two channels, not going to name them. I know them personally, the lads, but yeah, just saying they're still sitting on the channel, sitting on the fence, not saying anything when you think about it, just being politically correct, and it's just putting a lot of people off now. You know, it's you can tell it's false and it's just made up for the screen, whatever.
Everyone else.
It's just weird, isn't it? So I don't know, mate. Some of them. Well, apparently one.
Just say you've got a channel, you've got a platform. Just say it how it is. Say your faults. You don't have to try and influence anyone, but some people just try and please everyone. And
yeah, but you're always going to be frustrated. I like to leave it out there. I just got to say it. I can't just say something I don't mean. It's just weird. I can't act like that. It's a bit weird, but that's the way things are. Duck ponds in there. Looks like they're having a bit of a break. Perhaps some of the people who did the previous draws are involved in this one, so they pop in now for a quick sandwich and a drink. Things like that. So we got a couple of weeks break, haven't we, everyone? Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing, you think, the way we are?
It depends if we're sacking Moyes and giving the new manager time to get used to the team or not.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean.
Again, yet another Premier League club who is struggling down the bottom half of the table have sacked their manager. Crystal Palace have sacked Patrick Vieira because he hasn't got one win in 12 games. We ain't got pot to piss in at the minute.
I don't think we've ever quite been that bad, even though we've been bad. I think Palace was extraordinarily bad. I don't remember how... I can't believe how bad they've been. It's not until you look at the stats that you think, wow, that has been absolutely awful. But... you know, in saying that, if you want anyone a leader, a fighter, someone to get you out of a scrap, you'd think Vieira's the type of man that you'd want to do that. But, you know, I think Palace's biggest problem is they're sort of... the attackers they've got are not good enough. They don't score enough goals. So I think... I don't know what a new manager's really going to do for them. It's just whether they've got enough points... And this is what they've done, haven't they? They've looked at it like a proper owner who's looked at it and thought, have we got enough points to keep ourselves far enough ahead, even though we've got bad form to stay up? Under Vieira, based on the points we're picking up at the moment, no, we are going to be in trouble. So let's make the change now before we slip right into it. Hopefully then we can see a little bit of a bounce back, and then we should have enough to stay out of it. That's good ownership. Whereas with us, we've sort of let ourselves keep slipping into it. You know, we had that time. We've had multiple opportunities where we could have made the decision before the World Cup. There's been good times that we think it could have been done. Give the manager time to come in and, get us kicking on again. But we just keep dragging our heels with it. So, I don't know. It would be a typical West Ham thing for us to carry on doing what we're doing and go and get into the final of this competition. And I know a lot of people think it'd be typical if we win this and get relegated. I still don't have the belief that David Moyes has got it in him to win a trophy. I just don't. I think if the crunch game comes, do I rely on David Moyes to get us over the line? I can't believe in him, mate. I
think with the Crystal Palace thing, I've heard that there was 3 games that they didn't have any shots on. They didn't have any shots on goal. 3 games.
Right. 3
Bit
games.
weird.
Right.
Right, I think the boys are in the room.
The
The trophy, the trophy's there. So
looks nice.
Where's Nobes?
Looks like looks
Vladimir
like
Schmisa.
Claudio Ranieri, doesn't he?
Well, this is what it looks like, lads. This is a trophy. There we go.
So do we want to be second team out? Is that what we're saying? Because the second team out plays the last leg. Or is that...
Let's see how it's done.
Absolutely sure. First
so
team out are
if
home
you're
on the
drawn
13th,
first,
away on
you
the
play at
20th.
home.
Yeah, so we want to be second out.
If we win this and hopefully stay up, what would the board do then, mate? Ginge, that's a bit tricky, isn't it? What do you think?
Oh, it'll just paper over crack jokes.
Oh, mate, I can't go. I can't go through another window with that.
With a possible year extension, isn't he? Or is this after this summer a year extension? And if he wins it, if he stays up, right, he keeps us up. He's going to be like, well done, David. You kept us up. But even more well done, you've won a European trophy. You've won a major, well, I wouldn't say major trophy, but you've won a biggish sort of trophy, a European trophy. Any sort of European trophy is still good for the club. First trophy in 40 years, unless you take out the Intertoto Cup in '99-2000 and the Betway Cup and anything in between, and the playoffs. But he's gonna be given. He's gonna be hailed a hero. Well done, you've ended the rot. You've won a trophy. Right?
I've said I can't stand David Moyes,
David
mate.
Sullivan,
I hate
the bollocks to say, do you know what? You've done well. Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, man, everyone's can't. I can't. I can't wait till he goes, and I'll be so much happier, and I'll be I can't stand
I hate David Moyes, mate. Hate him, but if he wins it, I will get the biggest tattoo of his face on my arm.
No, you can't.
I will.
No.
If he brings us a European trophy, I will get the biggest David Moyes tattoo you've ever seen.
It's only 3 games.
That's the one. That's the one. I'm going to get that one.
Which one again? Which one?
The one of him with the curly hair and really orange features.
No, you can't.
Get his mugshot with the trophy next to him.
That's it. With Moyes Sire over the top. I'm going to get it.
Oh no! It could. Listen, it's a high probability. It could happen. It could happen, mate.
Yeah, the proper old school one.
It's exciting.
Hang on.
It's exciting.
Is this the one?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh no! Oh mate,
that is the tattoo.
There is a worse one than that. It's out of a sticker album. He looks even worse. He must have had a lot of work done.
I think it's that one, but they make the features more. It's a bit photoshopped to make it look even worse than what it actually is.
What are we doing? The bloody draw's going on, and what we're bloody doing?
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Is that the one?
It
looks like he's on a 12-month binge on some hard recreational drugs.
Oh right. Oh mate. Oh. Right. It's that same player again, isn't it? He used to play for Liverpool. I think you could be from Czech Republic or Poland. I can't remember now. Right, they're showing the list of the teams, which we know. AZ Alkmaar.
There's Nobes.
That's
Nobes
it.
is there, making sure it's all above board.
Yeah. He's got his Tottenham badge on still, lads, I can see.
It's been his biggest role for us, isn't it? Going and tending these draws. It's how he's earning his salary at the moment.
Right, I'm not going to look at the chat while this is going on. So I'm just going to concentrate on that, and then we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'll go into the chat after the draw, everyone. So let's just concentrate. And
We've got to enjoy it, lads. We've got to soak all this in, because this could be the last one we'll see for a very, very, very long
time. So, Ginge, you're going to see it before us. You're going to have to be a little bit...
I think I'm a little bit behind you. What are you watching on?
Right, the first team is Fiorentina at home. First one pulled out for Fiorentina.
It's all getting tense. Oh, West Ham.
Fiorentina versus Ghent.
West Ham, we got Ghent. What am I watching? I'm watching West Ham get Ghent.
Oh, are you? Okay.
Quarter-final 2, West Ham versus Ghent.
Okay. Oh, okay. So, I know what happened. Fiorentina got the game before then, wasn't it? Okay, cool.
So it's Ghent again for us.
Yep.
I mean, it was one of the ones that we called as being the one that we should come through without too many issues, lads. So,
very, very happy with that, mate.
I think it's a very good draw to get us a chance at rolling into a semi-final, mate. I do.
Yep. I am happy with that, and
we come out second, which means our home leg is at the London Stadium in the second tie. So we couldn't have asked for anything more than that. So even if we struggle out there, we bring them back to the London Stadium for the second leg. So, I mean, you couldn't ask for anything more there, really.
No excuses with that. And then obviously Rosario's in the chat saying that we are the favourites with Fiorentina. Fair enough. AZ Alkmaar will play Anderlecht. Who did Fiorentina draw? That's what I missed, isn't it? I forgot who Fiorentina are playing, but that'll come up in a minute. Get that up.
All right, well, I've got to edit my journey, mate, and see what the Eurostar is now for Ghent. I've got a feeling that's going to be too expensive to do it that route, and I might just get someone to drive over there, mate, I think.
Listen, no complaints about that draw. Yeah, I'm having a look, Alan. We'll put it up for you, mate. Put it up for you shortly.
13th.
I'm going to put the draw up then. So you've got Basel versus Nice. Who's playing Fiorentina then? Let me put it out there again.
So about 272 quid on the Eurostar.
Return,
the
yeah?
semi-final draws now as well, isn't it? Yeah, that's return. Yeah, so we'll also know the semi-final, won't we? So it's going to be interesting to see who we could potentially draw next as well. I know you don't want to look too far ahead, and we've got to deal with Ghent first, but still, can you imagine? So what are the other... So Anderlecht or AZ Alkmaar, Lech Poznan, Fiorentina...
So who's playing Fiorentina?
So it's Lech Poznan, Fiorentina, Ghent versus West Ham, Anderlecht, AZ Alkmaar, Basel versus Nice. So for the semi-final draw, we probably want to draw Basel-Nice. Probably the easiest route, I guess. So that's... Yes, I know. So we've got AZ Alkmaar or Anderlecht in the semi-final. So it could be Amsterdam for the semi-final, mate. That is...
Yeah. Listen, we're going to have to play them at some stage, so that's fine.
Lads, I do not
That
know
is
what
crazy.
happened, right? Just as the draw was starting, you two just froze on my screen.
No problem. So it's Ghent or West Ham will play... Okay.
And who got drawn... So it's really important who got drawn first or second.
We got drawn first. We got drawn
on
first.
The semi-final.
Yeah, we got drawn first.
We got some. So that means we'll have a home tie first, and we'd have to go away. This is working out so similar to last year. It's exactly the same way round that the ties are going to be played. Yeah, it is. So similarly to we had Seville away first in the quarter-final, and then had to come back. Lyon. I know Lyon. We went away, didn't we? So yeah, it's slightly different.
Is Fiorentina playing hang on.
Fiorentina got Lech Poznan, and then Lech Poznan off Fiorentina will play Basel or Nice.
All right, got it up there now. Hang on. Kent or West Ham versus... Yeah. Just sort that out again, hang on. Yeah, Ghent or West Ham versus Anderlecht or Alkmaar, and then Lech or Fiorentina versus Basel or Nice, everyone. So I'll put that down in the tracker and then I'll go back to the chat, everyone. So just give me a minute. Thank you. There we go. And then I can go back to the chat now.
Ah, Mark Holden, nice to see you, mate. Was that what he? I think that might was that with the Mbappe, Mark. I'm not sure. Let me know. Who did we get? So we've got Ghent. We're off to Belgium again.
Yeah, it's the bottom. The draws at the bottom, everyone. So Ghent or West Ham. The winners of that will play Anderlecht or Alkmaar, and then Lech, Fiorentina against Basel.
That
Nice.
semi-final in Amsterdam will just be the biggest thing ever, mate. It would be.
Where's the semi-final again?
Well, the semi-final will play potentially Alkmaar. Looks the most likely, so it'll be in Amsterdam, won't it?
Let me just... Yep, so that is what it is, and I think we'll be joint favourites. I think the draw's quite good. Anderlecht, as we know, we met them in a group, and we were okay with that. And Alkmaar, it's fine. I mean, if we had a half decent manager, then squad wise, mate, we shouldn't really have anything to fear. But it's just the way the manager sets up that kind of doubts. You get doubts a bit, don't you? That's the only thing.
But Ghent, we come through that relatively easy last time, mate. Pretty much of a stroll through, weren't it? Oh no, that was Genk.
Genk
We have played Ghent though.
Have we?
Yeah.
It's so confusing, isn't it?
I think we played Genk 1 year, and then we played Ghent.
I get confused with Slavia Prague, Sparta Prague. They always confuse me, them two. Yeah. So that's it, everyone. Hope you're well, mate. You don't like flying, fair enough. Whatever suits you, mate. That's what used to happen to David Bergkamp, everyone.
Book Amsterdam now. Just do it. Just get Amsterdam booked. Just take... I know I don't like tempting fate, and it's a terrible thing to do, but I think we just need to get it done. Just book the Amsterdam trip. I'm looking at the dates now for the semi-finals to try and work out what dates they will be. And, yeah, so it'll be... Did we say it was... No, it's away leg second, didn't we? So second leg semi-final, subject to change. It's got May. Does it have the actual potential date? Doesn't look like it does at the moment.
So this
Maybe
what happened last year. We had home draws in the second leg of the quarters and the game before, and then in the
back
semis,
in a minute. Hang on.
we had the home game first leg, and that's what happened last year.
I'm trying to see
So
what
hopefully
the
a
potential
different
dates
result.
are for them for that semi-final. Second legs, May the 16th and 17th. So still don't help because...
You don't know which one?
No. I'm sure it'll be put on
just
the
book 'em
website
both.
soon, what way round that goes. Well, yeah. I'll use your credit card, shall I, Ginge?
Yeah, why not? open up the wallet, you'll have butterflies flying out of it.
Dear.
Anyway, I thought Jazz was saying last year that he was going to hire a minibus and take us all onto a European tour.
Yeah, you got no chance of that. No, so we can't have played Ghent. We must have played Ghent because Ghent have just posted a tweet saying it's been a 59-year wait, but we meet again, West Ham. And they've posted a ticket of West Ham versus Ghent on the 7th of October 1964.
Bloody hell on, ain't they? Wow.
Okay, so we've got the semi-final date now. Second leg, semi-final, 18th of May. So 18th of May is when we could potentially be in Amsterdam. So get that pre-booked. That's
My
birthday.
My birthday's 28th of May, bank holiday weekend.
My birthday's the 29th of May.
Oh, wow, yeah, of course. Geminis we are. Share my birthday with Kylie Minogue, everyone, amongst others.
What a terrible fact.
My dad is 31st of May, and he shares it with Clint Eastwood. I'd rather share it with Clint Eastwood.
Other celebrities are
Harry.
available.
Clint Eastwood, obviously. Harry Redknapp was named after him. Dirty Harry.
Dirty. That's you, Harry.
I'm busy, Steve, mate. I'm busy. I get back to you in that case. Bloody hell. Steve's always on his phone. But anyway, last thoughts, gentlemen, and I'll give your day back to you, and thanks for joining in. Starting off you, Gingy. You go for it, Gingy.
What's that, mate?
Last thoughts before we close off, mate?
It's exciting. I think we've got a possibility here. We should potentially go through, and doing so, Alkmaar or Anderlecht. I think Alkmaar would be the stronger at the two, if I'm honest. And again, I think we have enough to come through that fixture as well over two legs. So I can't see why not we shouldn't go all the way this year. And the other side of the draw being Fiorentina and Nice, probably the hardest teams out of that side of the draw. So, but I could probably see on paper West Ham Fiorentina final. So it'll be exciting. And now we've got obviously confirmation of who we're going to get and the route we're going to take. Then let's bring it on. Bring it on, European Cup. Why not? Let's all dream.
Yeah. For you, Frankie, final thoughts from you, mate?
The only final thought from me, mate, and it might be a little bit of a different tact to how everyone else will be thinking right now, mate, but West Ham just have a real habit of letting us down, and we have got a potential to go to Amsterdam in the semi-final of a European competition. Just don't let us down in this Ghent one, mate. Just get there. I mean, it's one thing talking about winning it. It's one thing talking about getting to a final. But to take 15, 20,000 West Ham fans to Amsterdam for a European semi-final would just be something that dreams are made of, mate. And I just hope that the Ghent game, we come through it, get the job done, and then roll into that semi-final. And it will be a major payback for a lot of what we've had to go through this season. And then semi-finals, who knows, mate? Obviously, we want to have more of a foot in it than we did against Frankfurt, because we rolled over and had our bellies tickled in that one. But I said it last year, mate. I don't feel like I went to a European semi-final. I felt like the atmosphere at the London Stadium was poor for a semi-final. We barely sang after going 1-0 down. We've got an opportunity to do it all over again. And I never thought, I said last time, it could be another 30 years before we wait for a semi-final opportunity in Europe again. Well, there's one within touching distance, mate. So I'm excited. I'm ready for it, mate. The Ghent one, we've just got to do the job, get it done, and then things start to get very, very exciting then, mate. So, yeah, fingers crossed, mate. We've got a job to do now, and I'm going to get Amsterdam booked up, mate.
Yeah, I think it'd be a good end to what's been a difficult season for everyone. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about Moyes staying or not, or when, or if we win it, go down, or win it, not go down, what's going to happen, and worry about the teams. The only thing back in my mind is, mate, due to Creswell, yeah, one of the reasons we didn't quite win it, because we still don't have, well, Emerson's in there, but in my eyes, the fullbacks. I'm just thinking, if we go out, why are we going to go out? It's going to be, I'm not sure on Areola at the moment, just because he hasn't played a lot this season. I'm not sure about Areola, and I'm just picturing in my mind, if we lose, what's going to happen? Is it going to be Areola? Is it going to be one of our fullbacks? Is it going to be... It's going to be a mixture of that and a mixture of missing chances, which we've done all season, isn't it? Because we don't play a lot of strikers up front, and the chances fall to Bowen, Ben Rama, Fornells, and 1 out of 15 goes in. But that's just me being miserable, but out the way. Yes, memories, isn't it? And hopefully go one further into the final and then see what happens after that, isn't it, really? So, yeah, it's exciting. Quarterfinals, and yeah, Tottenham are out of Europe, Arsenal out of Europe, Liverpool out of Europe. It's just us, Man United, I think. And who else is like City's in the Champions League, aren't they? So, yeah, I'm happy with that. It's a good draw, and it worked out the right way. We've got a home leg second leg at home, so I'm sure it'd be a complete sellout and a good atmosphere, I think. So, quite comfortable with that, mate. So, thank you, Frankie. Thank you, Ginge, for joining. And hope you guys have a good weekend. No football this weekend, so I hope you guys got something to fill up your time with. I'm sure you have. So yeah, I'm away for the Spas.
One thing, mate, that come out at the end there, which was Lech Poznan, Fiorentina, Basel, or Nice will be the nominal home sides if they make the final. So yeah, that's interesting as well.
Interesting, mate. Interesting. So take care, both of you. We'll catch up later in the coming days. Take care. Cheers, bye.
Bye, mate.
See ya.
So that, mate.